Hi, this is Groundwork for a Better Vocabulary, and this is Chapter 1. All right, first I'm going to say the words, and then I'm going to talk about their meaning, so you can repeat after me if you'd like to. Okay, challenge, dependent, fertile, peculiar, preference, principle, solitary, suitable, surplus, and transform. Okay, let's move on to the words. The first word is challenge. In this case, it's going to be used as a noun, but you should know that it's also used as a verb in some cases. Chris looked at the tall piles of snow he had to shovel. This will be quite a challenge, he sighed. Okay, if we look at the word as it's used in this case, how would you figure out the meaning of the word? This will be quite a challenge. Okay, in this case, challenge means what? It means something requiring effort, something that's hard, something that's you're going to put some effort into. So in your life, what's a challenge for you? Is it learning English? Is it living in America? What is hard for you? What's a challenge in your life? Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Dependent. This is an adjective. A lot of the words in this chapter are adjectives. Some animals can take care of themselves as soon as they're born, but human babies are dependent on their parents for years. Okay, dependent. What did you figure out this means? It means relying. You're relying on others. You're relying on something else. The opposite of this is independent. You're not relying on anything else or anybody else. So if you are dependent, you are relying on your parents, somebody else to provide for you. If somebody's dependent on you, they are relying on you to provide for them. Okay? Probably your kids or brothers and sisters to help you out. Somebody else is depending on you. Okay, the next word is fertile. This is an adjective. Because the soil is so fertile, Iowa has many farms. Okay, and the next one, just to give you a little bit more context, our pet hamsters were so fertile that we ended up selling many baby hamsters back in the pet store. Okay, fertile means able to produce. Normally we think about this as land. Land produces crops, vegetables, fruit, that kind of thing. All right, it could be animals. We could think about this as people, but usually in a medical type of context. All right, the next word is peculiar. It's an adjective. Jack didn't know why people were giving him peculiar looks until he realized there was a food stain on his shirt. So we think about this as with things. If we're going to talk about this about people are peculiar, you need to know that this is a little bit negative if you're going to call a person peculiar. So just be super careful about that. All right, the next one, and the meaning of that is unusual. All right, the next one is preference. Preference is a noun. There are Chinese, Italian, and Indian restaurants nearby. What's your preference for dinner tonight? And preference just means a choice. All right, the verb for this is prefer. What do you prefer? What is your preference? They mean the same exact thing. What's your choice? Okay, the next word is principle, and it's an adjective. The principal cause of most success is hard work, not luck or talent. Principal means chief, and also another word for this is main, like the main cause. The next sentence is the main leader of England is the prime minister. So main, basically. Another word that you might have seen principal in is a totally different word, like a leader of a school, the principal of my school. And that's also spelled the same way, like The principal was Miss Smith, and that's also P-A-L, like she's my pal, P-A-L. It's a clever little way. Okay, the next word is solitary. It's an adjective. After taking a solitary vacation in a cabin for 2 weeks, Oscar was ready to return to the company of other human people. Okay, solitary, can you figure out? It means done alone. It means all by yourself, an activity that's alone. Solitary vacation, solitary activity. So, as opposed to being with people, by yourself. Okay, the next word is suitable. It's another adjective. Katie asked her friends if a denim jean skirt was suitable for the school dance or if she had to wear a more formal dress. So suitable means right or appropriate. Okay, suitable is appropriate. Okay, the next word is surplus. Surplus is also another adjective. More and more restaurants are donating their surplus food to homeless people. The Changs had more kitchen supplies than they needed, so they gave their surplus pots and pans to their son, who had just gotten his own apartment. So surplus, what would you do with surplus things? Why would you need surplus things? They would be extra things. So surplus means extra. Okay, and our very last one is transform. Transform is a verb. My sister plans to transform our messy attic into her own bedroom. The magician seemed to transform a chicken's egg into an egg the size of a basketball. Transform means to change. So just a little note about this one. Transform really means to change kind of one thing into another thing, as in the case of a messy attic into a bedroom. So a lot of times they're used on these home design shows when you transform, like, say, a barn into a house, or a small room into, like, a room for one child into a room for two children or something like that. You wouldn't say, like, I'm going to transform my hairstyle instead of change my hairstyle. It just doesn't work in that context. All right, those are the 10 words for this week. That's it. Thank you.